Hi and welcome back. Today we are going to learn something super important. If you're working with SAP, how to create a transparent table using transaction SE11. We'll go step by step and explain everything you see on the screen, from the table name and fields to things like delivery class, technical settings, buffering, and more. We'll also use a real warehouse example so you can imagine how this table works in the real world. Let's start. In the SAP GUI, the first thing we do is go to the command field at the top left and type our transaction code SE11. This opens the ABAP dictionary. This is the place where you create all your table, all your data definition, likes table, views and data types, log objects, search help, domain, but we will talk about it a bit later. Today we need to focus with create our new table. In this table we can name ZVBRK. In the data table input, we'll type our name, and we create a SAP-like table. That means that in SAP there exists a table with the name VBRK, but we create with Z, and SAP uses other letters for its own system tables, and using V or Z tells SAP this table belongs to the customer. That way, SAP won't overwrite it during system upgrades. It's a common best practice in ABAP development. Okay, now we can click create, and first let's give it a short description like billing document. This table will store our building document header information. That means it will contain one row for each billing document, like an invoice summary, we can say. Real world analogy. Imagine you working in a warehouse. Each time you send out a pallet of goods to a customer, you create an invoice. This table is where that invoice's main information is saved: the invoice number, the billing date, and the total net amount. It's like the cover page of a physical invoice. In the details about what, when, and for how much, without listing every item inside. We'll put the items in a second table later. Okay, deep dive the delivery and maintenance tab. Let's now talk about the two main options you see here: delivery class and data browser table view editing settings. These settings define what kind of data this table holds and how users can interact with it. What is delivery class? Delivery class, this tells SAP what kind of data will be stored and how SAP should treat it during upgrades or transports. Transports, it's like commits in normal and common language, programming language. This tells SAP what kind of data will be stored and how SAP should treat during upgrades and transport. You have several options. Options A. Option A, this is the most common. You use this for business data like billing documents, stock levels, or sales orders. We also can see C, customizing table for configuration settings like watt rates or company codes. This change rarely. L, also we can see a local table used only for testing or development, for example, for a temporary prototype. And we also see these letters, this delivery class that define letters G, E, S, W are for more special of SAP internal cases. We can discuss about it also later, but it isn't topic of this lesson. Simple rule: if you building a table for normal business data like ours, choose this will be enough. What is data browser, table and table view editing? This option controls if you can view and edit the data in the table using subtools like SE11 or SE30. This special tool for table maintaining and so on. We can also discuss a bit later about it. Okay, display and maintenance allowed. You can see and manually change the data. Good for development and testing. You can also see display maintenance allowed with restriction, give more control over who can change data. Display maintenance not allowed. You can change anything manually, safer for production, for example. Okay, we can choose display and maintenance allowed. For learning project, I use display maintenance allowed, and I also can say that in real world, in our SAP production application, we also, in many cases, almost in all cases, we use display maintenance allowed. In real project, you would often use a more specific restriction option to keep the data safe. But as I said before, in 80% of cases, we use display maintenance allowed. Okay. This tab, we understood what happened here. Deep dive the fields tab. Fields tab, this tab is where we define the structure of our table. In other words, what information each row will contain. Think of this like labeling the columns in an, for example, Excel sheet before adding any data. Now we will specify the client fields in our table only so it can be saved normally, but then we filled it with all the fields necessary for our application. For now, it will be enough if we specify a client field, MANDT client field. Okay, our first field is always this field MANDT. We can say its purpose is to keep the data of different companies separate, even if they share one subsystem. For this, we check the key box and initial value box, and we are going to discuss about what does this field means a bit later. But today we can live only with this field client. Okay, next tab, input help check. This tab is used to add foreign key relationships or enable F4 input help dropdowns for your fields. A foreign key means that one field in your table must match a field in another table. This is important for keeping your data correct and clean. You can also activate F4 help here, the little drop down that appears when a user clicks in a field and press F4 for help. In our lesson today, we are just explaining the purpose of this tab. In the future lessons, we'll define real foreign keys checks. Next tab, currency quantity fields tab. This tab helps SAP understand how to interpret amounts and quantities correctly. If your table has field, for example, like net VR, net value, or FK img build quantity, the SAP needs to know which field stores the currency, like euro or USD, dollars, which field stores the unit of measure, like pieces or kilograms or whatever. You define that relationship here. In our project, we'll use this when we add currency and quantity fields to our table. Let's dip into technical settings tab. This tab is where you define how the table is stored and handled in the database. It's a very important part of the table creation because we have here data class, and data class this tells SAP where to store the table data physically, like choosing which zone of warehouse to store different type of goods. For example, we can APPL null. This is used for master data that doesn't change often, such materials, customers, or products. Think of this like a special archive zone in your warehouse where you keep the official product list. APPL ein 1. This is used for transaction data that changes frequently, like billing documents, goods movements, or deliveries. It's like the main zone where daily operation happens. Stock goes and in and out all this time. APPL2 is used for configuration and customizing. Customizing setting. You can think of this as a warehouse manager's clipboard with rules like how the picking progress works or what printers are installed. Okay, we have also DDEM. This and DFACT are used mostly in SAP Business Warehouse. DDEM stores dimension data like product categories or time periods. The FAST stores numbers for reports like total sales per month. If you're not working with SAP Business Warehouse BW, you usually won't touch this. Okay, you can choose APPL null, 0. I mean, okay, it's my German language also want to speak with you. APPL 0, master data, things that rarely change like material or customer. For us, it will be better choice for our application. And size category. Okay, let's talk about size category. As you see, we have a little tips that explains everything. I think number of data records of table expected. It means that this tells SAP how much space to reserve for the table based on how many records rows you expect to store. Here are the actual ranges, and important in SAP, the number format shows 100,000s with a dot, but that actually means 100,000. It's just a European formatting style where the dot is used as thousandths separator, not a decimal point. Rule of thumb: use 0 or 1 for training tables or demo projects, or if you know that this table, your custom table, won't store a lot of records or rows. Okay, buffering makes your table faster by keeping it in memory, but only makes sense for small, rarely changing data. If we choose buffering, you can choose buffering not allowed, always fetch latest data from database. Buffering allowed but switch off, reserved for future activation. Buffering activate, store tables content in memory. And choose the buffer type, single records buffered, that subslots one row at time. Generic area buffered based on a group of key fields. Fully buffered, thus whole tables is loaded into memory. Use buffering only for small, stable tables. Don't buffer transactional data like billing documents. It changes too often. After setting this, don't forget to save your work. And okay, we almost done. The last step is to activate our table or check for errors and make the table ready to use. We need to check it. And yes, you'll almost always see this yellow warning, enhancement category for table missing. Don't worry, this is normal. It's just SAP asking us to define if and how this table can be extended with new fields in the future. The fix is simple. From the top menu, we can press extra and enhancement category. Okay, and here we see the sentence tells SAP. Here we see the settings tells SAP what type of enhancement extension we will choose. For example, can be extended, can be enhanced, deep. This means the structure can be extended with any kinds of field, even nested structure. It's the most flexible. Can be enhanced character likes or numeric. You can only add flat fields like strings, char, or numbers. Numeric. Can be enhanced character like only character type fields like char or string can be appended. Cannot be enhanced. This table is locked. No appends allowed. Not classified. No category has been selected yet. SAP recommended choosing one of defined option. In our purpose, in our project, we can use can be enhanced deep for most Z tables or Y tables, especially in learning or demo projects. Choose can be enhanced. This gives you flexibility if you decided later to add new fields. Real life analogy. Imagine your table is a storage shelf. If it's deeply enhanceable, you can expand the shelf in any direction. Add drawers, extra levels, or even a barcode scanner. If it's character only, you can only stick post-it notes, simple fields on it. Okay. Now let's check. Yeah, we need to save. Let's check. Everything is good. And let's activate our table. Good. Here we are. Okay, don't forget save your work. And there we have it, a complete deep dive into creating a table and understanding all the key settings. I really hope this detailed walkthrough was helpful, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.